I am devastated over the death of 18-year-old Tyler Clementi. If you don't know, Tyler was a bright student at Rutgers University whose life was senselessly cut short. He was outed as being gay on the internet, and he killed himself. Something must be done. This month alone, there have been a shocking number of news stories about teens who have been teased and bullied and then committed suicide, like 13-year-old Seth Walsh in Tehachapi, California, 13-year-old Asher Brown in Cypress, Texas, and 15-year-old Billy Lucas in Greensburg, Indiana. This needs to be a wake-up call to everyone that teenage bullying and teasing is an epidemic in this country, and the death rate is climbing. One life lost in this senseless way is tragic. 4 lives lost is a crisis. And these are just the stories we hear about. How many other teens have we lost? How many others are suffering in silence? Being a teenager and figuring out who you are is hard enough without someone attacking you. My heart is breaking for their families, for their friends, and for our society that continues to let this happen. These kids needed us, and we have an obligation to change this. There are messages everywhere that validate this kind of bullying and taunting, and we have to make it stop. We can't let intolerance and ignorance take another kid's life. And I want anyone out there who feels different and alone to know that I know how you feel. And there is help out there, and you can find support in your community. If you need someone to talk to, or if you want to get involved, there are some really great organizations listed on our website. Things will get easier, people's minds will change, and you should be alive to see it.
Pretty emotional listening to Ellen right there. Welcome back to Public Affairs on Peach. This morning we are talking about bullying. We have shared with you some of the astounding statistics on just how many children are being bullied. And that was the case with our next guest, Tyrell. Tyrell joining us this morning. Good morning to you.
Hi, good morning to you.
I'm glad to have you in this morning. Tyrell, tell me what you experienced. What, you say that you were bullied, right? Mm-hmm. What happened to you? What did kids do to you? What did they say to you?
Well, in first grade or second grade, I got bullied about smiling. They called me smiley butts and all that.
Because you were always smiling.
Yes. And so it affected me because I was little. I didn't quite understand, and it was getting on my nerves. But then when I got older, I accepted it. And so they couldn't say anything else on me, so they found something else
to pick on you,
yeah.
Right?
So they picked at me for my teeth. How I had to have gaps in my teeth, and then they kept on going on, like, oh, you're blacker than me and all that. So there's various ways to get bullied about.
Now, what did you do? First, how did it make you feel when you had kids calling you smiley pants and making fun of your teeth and making fun of your skin? How did it make you feel?
It made me feel really mad, to the point of really getting into their face and getting
Angry.
ready to punch them. Yes.
Getting ready to fight.
Yes.
It's kind of self-defense, right?
Yeah.
You almost felt like you needed to defend yourself. So what happened next? Did you go home and did you tell your parents? Did you go home or did you tell school officials, your teacher?
Told my teacher, but I didn't tell my parents.
Mm-hmm. And what did your teacher say?
Well, it was kind of like they were defending the kid that did it to me. So. And I didn't feel any different, so I was like, my parents are going to do the same thing to me.
So you felt like your teacher's supposed to have your back, right?
Yeah.
Kids making fun of you. You go to your teacher and say, hey, these kids are making fun of me, and your teacher didn't stick up for you. You felt the teacher stuck up for the other guy.
Yeah.
All right, so you go home and you tell your mom, and then what?
Well, it turns out that she turns out and said, why didn't you tell me before? Mm-hmm. And I was shocked because I'm like, well, I was a bit scared, and I thought it was going to be the same comment from the teacher to you, so that's why I didn't answer you.
I get it. All right, so what have you done now, right? You were bullied at one time. Are kids still bullying you? What happens now if a kid says something that you don't like, or a kid comes to you and you feel like they're bullying you? What do you do now? What does Tyrell do?
Just brush it off my shoulder or make it into a positive comment.
So when they call you smiley pants, what do you say back to them?
Yeah, I like to smile a lot.
You like to smile a lot. You should tell them, I got a good smile.
Yeah.
They're just jealous because they wish they had a good smile like that.
Yeah.
All right, so you're involved in anti-bullying, right? You want to help other kids out there who may be getting bullied. What do you tell the kid, the friends, when you're in the playground? when they're getting bullied? What do you do?
Well, what I do is I stick up for them. I either pick them back up and I defend on both ways. So the person that are bullying doesn't feel left out, and the other one that is getting bullied. So both are happy and both understand what I'm coming from.
Wow, Tyrell, you are like Mr. Mediator out there on the playground now. You go from being bullied to being mediator. All right, so what do you tell the kids out there whose parents may be watching the show right now? There could be a kid who's watching, and you know, it's tough for them to go to school because, you know, a lot of kids don't like to go to school when they feel like they're going to be bullied all day. They'd rather stay at home. What do you tell that kid?
Well, I would tell that kid, well, if you get to know God, He'll make your life a lot better, and so you can live and you can have a happy time even if they are picking at you. Nice.
You enjoy going to school?
Yes.
Kids still making fun of you?
Yes, they do, but I just brush it off my shoulder.
You just brush it off. Do you see that? I like that. You got the little hand move too. You brush it off your shoulder. Tyrell, it's so good. It's so good to hear from you. And there are a lot of kids out there who are being bullied, and I'm sure you see it all the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you wish it'll stop? Do you think it'll stop? Do you think these anti-bullying campaigns work?
Kinda, but some people just want to have that fighting spirit and keep it with them. So we're gonna have to fight even harder to get it in their brains.
And you think teachers need to play a bigger role maybe in teaching this anti-bullying stuff and almost have a no-nonsense rule, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you'd like to see more teachers get involved?
Yes.
All right. Tyrell, it's good to have you on the show this morning. And the next time somebody calls you Smiley Pants, just smile back at them, right? They're just jealous that they don't have that great smile.
Yeah.
You're going to appreciate that, and let me tell you, the ladies are going to appreciate it when you get older, too, that big smile. All right, Tyrell joining us this morning. Tyrell, thank you very much. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about gay bullying and why it is now making headlines, the campaign that is telling kids it gets better.